Welcome back to Sew on Saturdays. Today I'm going to tell you a little bit about pre-washing fabric. Pre-washing fabric is important, and in the end you'll be really glad that you have gotten used to doing this. I learned a long time ago that I can't trust myself to remember whether or not I had pre-washed my fabric. Sometimes I would come home and just put my fabric away, and then when I got around to doing the project, I didn't remember whether or not I had pre-washed it. And then other times I was so excited about the project that I just came home and didn't pre-wash it. Well, it can lead to a couple of different things. You can end up with clothes in the end that have shrunk and are smaller than the pattern that you cut them to be, or you can end up with items that stain the rest of your laundry if you don't pre-wash it. So I'm going to talk to you just a little bit about some techniques that you can use in order to simplify your process when pre-washing. So this is what I do now. I really always like to come home straight from the fabric store, put my fabric into the washing machine and go ahead and get it done before I do anything else, simply because it avoids procrastination, and then it also just makes you just go ahead and do it, and that way you don't have to double guess later whether or not you've done it or not. So now what I would like for you to understand is that the reason I have this vinegar and salt here is that my grandmother told me a long time ago that when you're making quilts and things, it's important to color seal the fabrics. So if you will soak those fabrics in the vinegar and the salt mixture together with some water, just some water and then a couple of capfuls of the vinegar and maybe a teaspoon of salt, then that color will seal into your fabric, and you'll have a lot less fadage over the years, because you're going to keep these quilts and things for extended periods of time, and you're going to wash them a lot. So you want to make sure that that color seal is as good as possible so they can be beautiful and vibrant for many, many years. So the next thing I'm going to say is that when you're pre-washing fabrics that have strong dyes, like this one, for example. This is a burnt orange fabric, a linen. And what I did was I did come home from the fabric store, and I was just practicing my technique of making sure that I always pre-wash my fabric first thing. So I threw it in the washing machine, but I had failed to realize that earlier that morning I had put some dish towels in the washer. So when I went to get them out, my dish towels fell out, and they were all stained this really lovely orange color. So these dish towels are no longer pretty. So I'm going to use them for cleaning cloths here at my house. But you don't want that to happen, so just make sure that you're washing them all by themselves, and that you don't have anything in the washing machine that you had thrown in earlier and forgotten about. The next thing is that you need to make sure that you are combining like colors. If you buy more than one fabric, then it is okay to wash them together if they're close to the same color. But if they're not, then please wash them individually. And then two, best practice when doing laundry, listen to what your mom or your grandmother or your dad or whoever taught you how to wash clothes. You're always going to wash whites on hot water, and then your colds are going to go on, your colors will be washed in cold water. So practice these techniques when you're pre-washing your fabric. Always dry the fabrics unless it's a fabric that absolutely cannot be dried, simply because when you're working with cottons or knits or any of that kind of stuff, there can be a certain amount of shrinkage, and you don't want to do a project and then wash it and then find out that your garment has shrunk and then it no longer fits the person that you made it for. That is a horrible thing, and I've done it before. So I would encourage you not to do that. Thank you for watching today. Please remember to like and subscribe to Sew on Saturdays.